Good afternoon, a very warm welcome at the Spyker stand. It's been 3 years, 2 years of absence here from Geneva, and the greatest man in our industry, Enzo Ferrari, once said, "What's behind you doesn't matter." And I couldn't agree more with that. What's behind us really doesn't matter. What does matter is that we're here today. And I'm very proud that in a matter of a few months we've been able to put together the brand new car that we wanted to launch for quite some time, the Spyker C8 Preliator. I want to make a special thanks to the organization of the Palexpo, of the Salon d'Automobile, where we approached them in November, late November, and said, listen, we know we're a little bit late, but would you consider giving us a small spot? A toilet will do, anything. And they said, of course we don't have any space, but we'll see what we can do. And 2 weeks later they gave us this spot, almost very close to where we were many years ago, and for many years. We've been here for basically over a decade and a half. So we're very grateful to them for allowing us back here and showing our new car. And before I go any further, I would like to unveil the car, because it's going to make things so much easier to explain and to talk about. So I would like to call Nico Pronk and Martin Button, the chairman and member of our supervisory board, Nico Pronk and chairman Martin Button, to do the unveiling of our car. And my sons, Oliver and Quinton, surprisingly tall actually, are going to help them, because it's a very mighty task. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get any further, I will now give you the Spyker C8 Preliator. There we are. So what is the Preliator? The Preliator is our third generation super sports car. It is a true worthy successor to the Spyker C8 Aileron, which in turn succeeded the C8 Laviolette, our first car back in 2000. 15 years, almost 16 years now into the business, this is the third generation. A very aircraft inspired car, as you can see. Spyker, for those who don't know, was an aircraft manufacturer from 1914 to 1918, and the logo, Spyker logo, as shown here on the nose and on the wall, is nothing but a wire wheel with a propeller, and it has a Latin axiom: for the tenacious, no road is impossible. Nulla tenaci in vias via. We tend to believe that that is what we stand for. The car has a much improved chassis, much stiffer, 24,000 Nm per degree. It still has the Lotus suspension, and it now boasts 525 horsepower with its Audi V8 with supercharger. If anyone had told me 10 years ago that people would be asking for manual gearboxes, I would have laughed. I would have said the manual gearbox is a thing of the past, it will never come back. But unfortunately, for those who betted on the F1 gearbox being supreme and all reigning in the industry, the manual gearbox is back with a vengeance. And of all the Preliators that we sold so far, all but one are now with manual gearbox. And the one on show here with the exposed gear linkage, a typical signature Spyker design detail, is with a manual gearbox. The interior has been redesigned, and we have introduced a honeycomb stitching, which is actually the same that you see in the grille of the car, in the vents, honeycomb mesh. The car comes in a new color. It's a satin finish. Actually, I didn't think of this color myself. I stole it from the F-35 Raptor Joint Strike Fighter. This is an aircraft color in satin, something we've never shown before. Also from the aircraft era comes the golden foil on the roof, which works very well to expel sunlight, but it also happens to be extremely beautiful. As is the NACA ducts. The car is now full with NACA ducts, where we used to have turbine-shaped air inlets. And this car has, as a result, a much smoother line. There are no more scoops that basically create drag, and the air resistance has therefore gone down quite considerably. Also at the rear, we find the aviation inspiration in the rear lights. They're basically afterburners, as you can see them on jet engines of fighter jets. And we've shown these once before at the Venator concept car, but now they go into production on the Preliator. One may wonder, what does Preliator stand for? Preliator is Latin and it stands for warrior. It is a logical name if you come to think of it, where the Spyker logo has a Latin axiom in it, and if you bear in mind the trying times that our company has gone through, it doesn't reach far to imagine that the name of Preliator is very appropriate for us being here today. In a matter of a month, with a small team of a mere 10 people, we have managed to accomplish this, and I'm extremely proud of our employees and our suppliers to have been able to put this car on the stand today. I'm exceptionally happy to say that we've made this car with our very first partner in the industry. When we started back in 2000, we went to Coventry to the cottage industry of the, let's say, low volume production. And I met a guy called Brendan O'Toole who had a shed under a railroad track and a company called CPP, Coventry Prototype Panels. It was a shack, and that's really a nice way of putting it. But he had the most amazing guys working for him, and that partnership has lasted for now 16 years. In the meantime, the company has grown to 250 people, and we moved the production of Spyker cars from the Netherlands back in November to his facility in Coventry. And that's where we will make 50 Preliators in the coming year and a half. We will only make 50 because of the fact that these cars stand, among others, for exclusivity. So you'll never find another one at the traffic lights. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring a toast to the new Spyker and a new era for our company, a new dawn, and I thank you very much for coming. Thank you so much.